Hi, this is Kurt Barone, and welcome to another edition of Fire Law Roundup.
This is in New Jersey, where a 13-year-old had passed away from a fire in the Franklin Borough, New Jersey. This was in 21. The landlord did not inspect the house. Apparently, there was a faulty detector, and as a result of the fire, the young girl didn't get out. But the landlord pled guilty to a crime of that led to the reckless death, and he was sentenced to 5 years probation. So as you might expect, now there's a lawsuit against him. Interestingly, however, because we're not here talking about landlord stuff, the fire department is also a named defendant in the lawsuit by the parents. And what they are alleged to have done is been intoxicated prior to the alarm. Now, this has got to be a tough case, but allegedly they were intoxicated and then responded, in the intoxicated manner. That I got to tell you, this is a hard one to prove. I mean, proving direct and proximate cause. One, you got to prove they were actually intoxicated. How do you do that now? Two, how do you prove that even assuming for the moment they were intoxicated, that they didn't fight the fire properly? And
I think there's a causation that connecting, because this is a wrongful death suit. It's not negligent firefighting. If I own a building and there's property damage, I could sue the fire department that I attribute to fire department negligence. I can sue them for negligence. This is a wrongful death suit. So they've got to prove that had the firefighters been sober, even assuming they could prove they were impaired, had the firefighters been sober, it would have made a difference in the outcome. And, the term we like to use is you can't just establish negligence in the air. You have to prove that the negligence caused the harm that you're looking at. And I agree with you. I think that even if they can prove the firefighters were impaired, I think they've got a tough case.
Very tough.
What could cause it to go one way or the other? Maybe a video,
internal investigation,
visually impaired. So interesting case. One point on this one I'd make is I know over the years in many departments, there's been a practice that allows for parties at stations when someone is retiring or promoting or different things. And when you connect that type of even a party and causing on-duty units to be out of their normal response area and over at a station for a party or something like that. But when you couple it maybe with off-duty people drinking or whatever, what have you, which shouldn't be happening, but we know that it does happen. I know. And then you have a scenario like this. It's one of those things where you really got to think about, is a fireplace a good place to be having some sort of a party where you're going to pay tribute to somebody who's retiring? I think I've got this would be a scenario where I think it just brings to mind that this could be problematic for a fire department.
Well, look, there are so many, we could do a whole segment on this, so we won't derail ourselves, but there are so many bars and firehouses. I will be at one
or next to.
Yeah, no, I will be at two of them this week for clients. And, most of my downstate in New York, having bars in Western New York and downstate New York is still a big thing. And there are bars in the firehouses. And after the meetings, they go down and drink. And look, a lot of them are very good. They'll establish a duty crew, right? Who's not allowed to drink, who's on standby, that's very responsible. Some don't do that. So alcohol in the firehouse is an antiquated idea. I don't know why we still think alcohol needs to be in the firehouse for people to want to hang out, but apparently that's what we do. And yeah, even worse is when you got somebody's pager on in a bar, the pager goes off and all the firefighters put down their drinks and run out. Like, okay, well, how many witnesses were to that? It's just bad in optics, right? Public optics are bad.
It's old school. And honestly, when I started in the 70s, we did that. And it's not when I say it's not the 1970s anymore,
Right.
So
right.